Hi, this is Renee Bass, Notary Public. Welcome back to my channel. The last time I was here, we talked about enrolling in a vendor-approved Notary Public course. That course is going to get you ready to take your exam. So once you've taken that course, you do need to apply for the Notary Public exam. And I'm here in the state of California. It's very straightforward in what you need to do. And we're going to prepare. So we don't have time for worry. We don't have time for fear. We're going to be so prepared that we're going to go into this thing with a lot of positive energy and do exactly what we said we're going to do, which is pass this Notary Public exam. So after you've taken your course, you're going to get proof of completion. Keep an electronic copy as well as print one out because you're going to need a copy of that completion to then send on with your notary application. You're going to need a valid state ID. You want to make sure your ID is current and has your photo. In addition to having your current photo ID and your proof of completion from your training course, you want to make sure you have a 2x2 passport style photo, that you take your live scan fingerprints, that you complete all of the application, all of it, and sign it. Don't leave anything blank, and that's what notaries do, is make sure that documents don't have any blank spaces. So when you're filling out your application, you're going to do the same thing. Make sure you fill everything out, and you're going to pay the $40 application fee. Have all of your things ready. As you're getting ready to take your exam, you're going to learn to keep all of your documents handy. I use a folder and I keep everything labeled in my folder so I have it. And again, I have electronic copies and I print out copies of everything. Staying organized is going to make this process so much easier, especially if you're the kind of person that you get nervous if you have everything. Once you put everything in a folder and label it, it's going to put your mind at ease. So that's one less thing for you to stress out over or have any anxiety about. So when I was organizing all of my paperwork and documents, I kept everything in this huge folder. It has 4 large tabs. I was able to keep everything I needed handy, labeled, ready to go. I used Post-it notes if I knew I needed to submit it, for example, on site for the exam day. I would label it for exam day. I just kept everything. And as you see, I still have a lot of papers in here. I keep everything. I'm one of those people. Being organized helps so much because on your exam day, you don't need a lot of excess stress. So stay organized so you're ready for exam day, because you might have the little butterflies in your stomach on that exam day and you don't need anything else giving you drama. So make sure, like how I planned it for myself, it was at a major convention center that had plenty of free parking. I was able to get there early, park, get into the center, register. I had everything ready to go, basically just handed it to the registration people, and I was able to get going. I didn't have to look through things and papers were flying everywhere. Like some people I noticed didn't have their stuff organized like that. It just helped me because that's one less thing for me to feel anxious about. I actually get anxious taking a lot of tests, but I had to bring my anxiety down by knowing I was well prepared. How do you get well prepared? Because some people don't have skills that allow them to prepare for tests. Well, here's how I did it. The California exam is 45 questions and you get 40 minutes to complete it. Now that right there could bring on anxiety, but I'm trying to tell you, if you plan, you will have an easier time at taking this test because, again, if you believe in yourself, you wanted to become a notary, you put in the work, you put in the money to pay for this training course, well then believe in yourself that you could complete this next step. What I did to study for the exam, I'm going to share those tips with you so you can also pass that exam on the first try. I had to literally go in my phone and block off time that I was going to commit to studying. So no matter what, I don't care if the laundry was piling up, I don't care if I needed to go to the grocery store, get gas, all these other errands I would have to run. they had to wait because that scheduled study time was just like anything else. I was committed to it. Just like I would get up and clock in to go to a job, I was going to sit down and study because that was me investing in my future. So I know that I'm most alert at around 10 a.m. mid-morning. So I know that at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm going to schedule that study block, and that's what I'm doing, regardless of whatever else is going on. And that's what I did on weekends and any other day that I wasn't at work. 10 to 1 was my study time. That worked for me. So if you're an afternoon person, you're more alert in the afternoon, make sure you schedule that block of time in the afternoon for yourself. Some people are more active at night and they're alert. Schedule that time for yourself at night, but make sure that you commit to it. Just like you go to a job and clock in for your study time. Invest in yourself. Have all of your study materials ready. The best study materials are going to be your training course syllabus. Usually they give you a syllabus or some type of outline. You're going to pull that thing out. You're going to go to the California Secretary of State website and download a copy of the Notary Public Handbook. That is critical because all the information you need to know as a notary public is in that handbook. You can find study materials online. Download the Libby app. Put in your library card number. You have a library card, don't you? Yes, we do. And you're going to be able to borrow a test prep book for your state. Well, I wasn't able to get one because they were in heavy rotation, but I considered buying one. But instead, I used online resources such as Quizlet to look at their flashcards, as well as taking practice questions. They have all these practice tests you can take because you need to know your information backwards and forwards. For example, the test will not come out and say, what's the fine if you don't get a thumbprint? It's going to give you a scenario question, and you have to pick out what exactly are they asking you and what is the best response for your answer. Thank you so much for joining me today. What we're going to do next video is do some practice questions for the California Notary Public exam. It was so good talking about how to stay organized as you're ready to take the exam. It brought back all those memories about how I was going to get my passport photo. I made sure I had 2 of them and I put them up and, just organized my little folder. It brought back all those memories. And looking back, I'm so glad I did it because being a notary is like the foundation to so many other things that you can do. So we'll talk about that later too, but join me next time so we could do a practice exam.